I think I think we have a lot of underrated guys, but
Yeah.
I think Paul McNeil, just from how much better he's gotten from the first day of summer to now. Excuse me. I think it was for sure him and just his he's matured as a person outside of basketball, outside of all that. Me and some of the other guys just talking to him, getting him past the last year experience that he had, letting him know it's gonna be a whole new year and different way of doing things. So I think probably.
What's an example of that you've seen on the court? Just like, wow, this is a different dude.
I think really just taking coaching and shot selection. I think at the beginning he was taking some crazy stuff. I think that was just from last year thing where you can take, if you're hot, take it, but
a lot of YOLO shots.
First shot, yeah, that would be crazy. I think just taking coaching, not shutting down when coach yells at you, constructive criticism and everything. And if coach wasn't yelling at you, that means he probably doesn't care whether you're getting better or not. So I think that way.
How much do you feel like your game, obviously you haven't been able to actually play games or anything like that, but how much do you feel like your game has been able to translate to the system so far?
Great. I think coach is using me in a bunch of different ways, like we talked about when I decided to come here. And I told him I don't really care how I'm being used, just let us rock. We have a lot of good playmakers on the team, so it's not like I need to have the ball all the time. We have a lot of guys that can go make plays, make shots, and everything that we need. So I think we all fit well as a team, and we're excited to put that on for everybody.
How much do you enjoy being able to run those type of inverted pick and rolls and things along those lines to actually create for others, not just for yourself too?
Yeah, it's great. When my other teammates score, I get more excited than when I score. Besides when I'm talking a little mess, but I love seeing my other teammates succeed, and that's what makes me happy with basketball. My other teammates get some success.
What were you thinking when you walked up there on the stage and saw that photo of Malik?
I saw that when I first walked in the door, to be honest. But it is what it is. It'll get fixed sooner or later.
How do you like Raleigh so far? As you've been a West Coast guy.
Yeah.
How's it been fitting in with the East Coast? And when did you get here? Because of the humid summers. I'm sure.
Yeah, I got there June 1st, so I was there throughout pretty much the whole summer. It's been nice. Obviously, I was in Lubbock for 2 years, and I was more of a college town, a true major city. So being over there, having a little bit more stuff to do. Weather's very different from Lubbock to Raleigh.
I've been to both. Yeah. So.
Lubbock to Raleigh, but it's been great. You see a lot of fans all over the place. You get recognized places you go, and it's just the support has been great, and everybody's excited for season. So
you get to try Carolina barbecue yet?
Yeah, I tried some. I got some on my visit too. Pretty good. Yeah, Texas barbecue is probably
better.
A little bit
right?
better. Yeah, but
it's a different thing. You got the vinegar. I feel like here, and then how's it been so far with Coach Wade? Compared to your other stops,
Good.
Is it a different culture? Different? Do you feel? What some of the differences perhaps that you compared to Lubbock?
I think it's similar to my first year when I transferred to Tech, because that was Coach Mack's first year over there too. So still trying to establish the culture that they're trying to make. I played for great coaches my whole career, so I think just coming to another great coach he's more outspoken about everything he feels than the other ones per se, but he's very transparent about everything. He says what he means, and everything he says has a meaning that you need to really interpret what he's trying to say, whether it's good or bad. So, but it's been great. I love the guy. He's hilarious. Me and him joke all the time about random stuff, and yeah, it's been everything I can dream of.
You come to NC State as the top guy in this for this team so far. The star going into it. How comfortable are you with that role, and how much was that something that was important to you when you went to the transfer portal?
It wasn't that important. I was trying to find a good fit basketball-wise, but I feel like I'm fine with it. I don't really feel pressure going into basketball games or anything. I've been in some high-pressure games the last year or two, so I think that's kind of helped me to this point. And then we have some other guys that have been there, so I'm not alone in anything. So I think it all translates. And when it's my time to come out or shine, I'll do it.
How great has that been to be able to lean on other guys that have been into those, high pressure situations, not only playing, in conference games, but also playing in the NCAA tournament and making deep runs?
Yeah, I think it's been great. I think a lot of guys, obviously, I think I've gotten a lot of hype, Vin transferring, but I think we got Trey Holloman, who's on the Elite Eight team, Terrence Arsenault, who's on the national championship team, and everybody else who's been to the tournament, or if they haven't been, they're hungry to get there and they want a taste of it. So I think that's pretty big, and everybody has one goal in mind, and that's the team success instead of individual success.
Are you the kind of guy that goes back and watches the Florida game or watches the Arkansas game On the regular?
Not on the regular, but I've watched the Florida game more than the Arkansas game. Just kind of mad how things ended, but the reason I can do it better now. But it was a great experience because the high and low of winning the game and then 48 hours later losing the game you should have won, kind of in similar fashions. But yeah, I've watched our whole tournament run a couple times.
How does that kind of motivate you or shape you, knowing how close you were to tasting what your ultimate goal is?
Doing everything I can so in those last couple minutes I don't miss a free throw or miss a couple shots or get scored on. Yeah.
Did you see the linkage between basically what you guys did to Arkansas and Florida did to you guys?
Yeah, I noticed that right after we lost, but
Like both teams had to be perfect in the last 5 minutes or overtime.
yeah. But I mean, I think everything happens for a reason. This wasn't our time to go to the Final Four, and I think Tech will be right back there this year, and I think we'll be back. We'll be right there with them. So I think maybe we might meet up. Who knows?
Sorry, you have analytics, as they mentioned it in the other room, it's such a big thing. How do you have that balance where the analytics, you use it, but at the same time you play free and don't get encumbered by, the game?
I think analytics is more the coach's thing. We listen to all the numbers and stuff, and we know what they want us to do, and we just try and do that to the best. I don't know all the numbers ins and out. Coach does. He'll spit them out, and I won't remember them 10 minutes later. So
And you feel like it's not, like the structure of what you guys are trying to do, it's not hindering that in any way? It's
nah.
working?
He the style they want us to play, I feel like we're doing to a good degree.
Do you feel like, okay, how do you kind of approach when guys switch on to you? Because sometimes you have smaller guys on you, and then sometimes you have bigger guys on you. How do you kind of approach when you're away from the basket when you have different sized guys?
Yeah, I think it depends on who we're playing and what they like to do. Because some teams last year would let me like a one-on-one. Other teams would come in double. So I think just knowing, you don't necessarily know, but having like tendencies of what teams like to do. I think if it's a smaller guy, just don't let him off easy by shooting a contested three. Like go put him in the basket or something. Then a bigger guy, if he gives you room, shoot it. Or if he's pressed upon you, go by him. So I think just trying to take advantage of whichever way it is, and then whatever coach will probably we'll probably have a play set up to put me in that position. So I'll probably already know what I'm gonna do.
What is it about your personality where you could miss 10 shots in a row and then think you're making the next 10? You were not afraid of the moment. You clearly took big shots, made big shots. Where does that kind of come from?
I think just my upbringing. I think my parents haven't had I never had the easiest life necessarily. My parents have struggled with work. Both my grandmas have beaten cancer. And I think just coming up from that, I'm not afraid of anything basketball-wise. Like, nothing basketball is tough to me. Like, I feel like tough is not knowing when you're going to eat or if you have somewhere to sleep or stuff in that nature. And thankfully, I'm in a spot where I don't have to worry about any of that. So I think at the end of the day, basketball is just a game to me. So just trying to have fun with it. And win or lose, obviously, it affects a lot what goes on. But, I mean, I put in the work just as much as anybody else. And I just think in those moments, I'm okay with dealing with the makes or misses. And I think hopefully it's more makes them. But yeah, I think I'm just good with the moment.
How much the draft process? How did that help you?
I think it's good. Learn some feedback from the NBA teams. Coach Wade and Coach Slater being in the front offices, they have their point of views. It's all similar stuff, and they got some inside scoops that I wasn't told that they knew. So I think just hearing some of that was pretty good, and then going against some other guys and going to draft workouts, and I know what to expect for this year.
I was going to ask you, how much did those things that you talked about beforehand kind of shape you and give you the mental mindset to use this as a platform for you to be able to get to where you are now?
Yeah, I think because honestly, I don't feel like I was supposed to be here necessarily in other people's eyes. I was never the most athletic, tallest, strongest, all the stuff people like. So just having to go through the steps I had to go through, getting my Nevada offer super late in my senior year with nowhere really else to go, to going to Tech to now being able to come here. I think just, being resilient and knowing that nobody can stop you from your goal but you really. And if you put the work in, things will come true.
What's it been like watching Paul's development over the summer coming into this year?
It's been great. I think he's matured as a basketball player and as an individual. He comes in late, shoots a lot of shots, and I think Coach said he's shooting like 45-ish% from three. So it's like when he shoots, you don't think he's gonna miss, so it's kind of crazy. But no, I think he's super confident, uber confident. He knows everybody believes in him, which I don't think he had last year. Just kind of gathering information from what had happened, but yeah, I think he's just confident in himself and knows that we all trust him to shoot. Like we're not gonna get mad if he misses, and he's uber competitive too. So he hates losing. When we're in drills, he always looks at me. He's like, we're not losing this drill. So I think he's ready to take that next step.
How much does this staff instill that confidence in you guys too?
Oh, great. You know, Coach Wade, he says what he thinks. So he's uber confident. Coach Chambers, uber confident. All of our coaches staff, Coach Howard, Vern, our strength coaches, if we had a strength coach brawl, I think our strength coaches would win.
Like a Royal Rumble type
yeah.
situation?
but no, I just think they let us be us. Like, you don't have to fake who you are. I think being authentic is what they really try and teach us. Be authentic and be real, because you can't fake somebody else. Like, you have to be true to yourself and be good with what you're good at.
Last week, 2 weeks, however long it was, you talked about being away from home and being cross country. I mean, you transferred further. I mean, you were at Houston, and you transferred, or at Tech, and then you transferred even further.
Yeah.
Why is it worth it to you?
Chase my dreams. I mean, this is what I wanted. I wanted to play at a Power 5 level. I wanted to put myself an opportunity to go to the NBA, and it is hard because I want to be with my family all the time, but I know it helps me grow as a person too, and that's a big reason why I keep moving farther and farther, I think, or being comfortable with moving farther and farther. Just learning more about myself as a person and being able to not always call my mom or dad if I need help. Just being able to figure stuff out on my own.
Well, you played in the Big 12, but now you're in the ACC. Does having like the jersey on and seeing all the signage, does it make you feel real for you?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a surreal feeling. I've seen a lot of guys that I played against, whether that was in the Big 12 or the Mountain West. So it's kind of crazy that everybody ends up back in the same pot. But nah, it's really cool, and I'm excited. It's the first time I put the red jersey on, so it's kind of exciting now. I'm looking forward to when we get done.
Does the portal movement make building chemistry and having success, does it make it more difficult as opposed to having guys who stick around for 3 or 4 years, or is there a benefit to kind of having those moving parts all the time?
I think it just depends on who you bring in, because I think my team last year, we only had 3 returners that ended up playing a lot, so it's not like we were anything new, or we were all returners. But I think as long as you bring the right guys in that come in with the right mindset and right reasons for coming in, I think that's the biggest part.
As a guy who's projected to be one of the favorites in the ACC for Player of the Year and supposed to have a big impact, is that pressure with you?
No, I hope they give it to somebody else just so I can say they were wrong, to be honest. Like, they didn't even have my picture right over in the other room, so, I mean, yeah.
Does that add a little chip on your shoulder?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, are you somebody that looks for that kind of motivation out of things too?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but yeah.
That certainly helped.
Did you notice that or not?
Yeah, I seen it right when I walked in. Yeah.
What was your original thought? Can you say it
Well,
out loud?
I knew who it was, but I was like, why is this picture? Like, why is Malik's picture up there? So, no disrespect to him. But,
Yeah. Slightly different player.
When coach says you guys have a fiber inside of you, what does that mean in your own words?
Just everybody's hungry and has a chip on their shoulder, to be honest. And everybody gets to be their authentic self around Coach Wade and around our coaching staff. You don't have to fake who you are just to be around everybody. Like, everybody genuinely likes being around each other, and everybody genuinely wants to go win a championship, win ACC championship, win a national championship. And we know team success gets individual success for everybody else. So I think we're all just competitive. We all are waiting to play somebody else because we're tired of playing against each other. But yeah, I think we're just uber competitive.
Anytime there's a clip, I feel like that's shared with practice on social media, you notice the volume levels inside the gym. What is it like being in an environment of just practice when you have all your managers shouting, there's music going, coaches are yelling at you? Like, how do you just focus in on what's going on the court?
I mean, just keeping the main thing the main thing. I think we work on certain things each day, so we know what coach is trying to get us better at. I think the music, we all prefer music because we all like listening to it. Sometimes coach doesn't really listen to music, so I don't think he knows what we're listening to half the time. But I think just create environments. I mean, we're going to be in a lot of loud arenas this year, and just getting used to that and getting used to people screaming, whether it's the good or the bad. You miss a shot, everybody's like, like getting past that type of stuff. And I think just trying to create certain environments that we're going to experience later on.
Everyone's talked about Paul McNeil and the growth and the jumps he made from last year to this year.
Yeah.
Behind Paul, who's the next person you think that will surprise a lot of people?
I think we have a lot of people. It's hard to pick them. I'll say Terrence, because I think Terrence Arsenault came from Houston. I think just because he wasn't necessarily used right in Houston, in my opinion. I think Coach Sampson's a great coach. I don't know for that. But I think him just getting his confidence back and being able to play where he's free, where he's not scared to do anything, where he's healthy now. I think he's going to take a big step to what he's highly ranked coming out of high school. I think he's going to get back to that guy.
Lenovo is sold out for the home opener, and y'all have sold like 10,000 season tickets, I think, which is, I want to say the most.
It's like 2,000 more than last year.
Yeah, like a lot. What does it mean to you that y'all are getting to be a part of just like this excitement and this hopeful revitalization of the program?
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason you come, to try and build a program back up. Obviously, that's the point. They didn't do that well last year. The year before, they made the Final Four, so we're trying to get back on that track of everything. But yeah, I think it's just exciting. You get to see what 20,000 in there. I haven't played in there yet, so I'm gonna get to see it for the first time when everybody else does. But it's exciting for sure.
I'm gonna ask you. I mean, you've been here over the summer. You've been able to go to some football games. Obviously, haven't been able to see the environment at Lenovo Center. But what are your thoughts on the fan base so far, and what have you learned about NC State too?
The fans are crazy. We hate UNC, which I don't have a problem. I hate UNC as well. And then the football games are exciting though. They're fun to go to. It was hot the first couple games though, so it was tough to stay there the whole time. But no, just the environment, the fans, they're all bought into what we have going on. I feel like in basketball, obviously you said we sold the most season tickets and everything. So I'm excited for that, and I think they'll enjoy what happens.
All right, where does the UNC hatred stem from?
I think their coach did Vin wrong, and then he did Kerwin Walton wrong, my old teammate at Tech when he was there. So yeah, I just don't like the guy.
All right.
So,
well, I saw you posted earlier saying he's on the right side now.
Yeah.
I mean,
better colors too.
There you go. And as far as Finn Allen's impact so far, I mean, what have you seen from him in practice? And I think a lot of people, kind of similar to you, where they say, "Oh, he's undersized. He's not, that type of player." I mean, what have you seen from him that gives you the thought process that he can be a center in the ACC? He can be a strong player again in the ACC this year.
Yeah, I think he's just more like kind of similar to Terrence, more confident in stuff coach allows him to do, like being able to step out on the three, being able to bring the ball up when he wants to, and just go score if we need him to. And he's the most unselfish person probably we have on the team. He doesn't really care about anything but winning. Well, we're not playing right now, but winning drills and stuff like that. But no, I think he's been a great guy. I knew he was coming when I was coming. Around the time we committed around the same time, and we kind of got close. I know we got like on a personal level outside of basketball, and I think he's just a great dude. Loves his fiance. He's probably the most morally right dude I've ever met.
Anybody else have questions?
So it seems like Coach Wade just brings kind of a unique energy. How would you describe sort of his style?
His style, authentic. You can't you just have to come to a practice and kind of just listen to him yell, listen to him how he coaches us. Like, he just wants us to win at the end of the day. I think we're one of his favorite teams just by how he's acting, what I've heard past stories about him. I think he loves us as a team. So, but no, they push us every day to play as hard as we can. They want all of us to have the highest motor possible, and they want all of us to get our dreams. Whatever everybody's dreams is, he wants us to reach that, and they all want us to reach that. So they hold us to that level, and they don't let us slack.
One of your dreams, obviously, to get to the NBA. You went through that process. What did they tell you about, your style of game and how that translates to the NBA? Because you obviously do a lot of different things other than just score.
Yeah, I think they told me just to stay versatile. I think that was the main thing, and try and get my three-point percentage up from this past year. To just get my body in better shape, which I think was the main reason why I wanted to come back personally, just to work on that. And yeah, they said to stay versatile. You're gonna be able to do a lot of things when you get to this level.
Where are you at from a in shape standpoint now at this point? Like, what's changed since last year?
Just eating better. Got it with a good dietitian, and our strength coaches are the best. in the country, I feel like. And then we run a lot in practice, so.
Has there been any like weight loss or muscle mass added into all those lines?
Yeah, I'm a lot healthier now.
Okay. Gotcha. And I had to ask you too because I saw it in practice, the bulb or the balloon popping.
Yeah.
Like, how frustrating is that to hear whenever, if either you're responsible or anybody on your side is responsible for it, to know that, hey, that's going to be, seconds are going to be added to you, the end of practice for you?
Yeah, it's demoralizing because, when you turn the ball over, you're already mad, and then you hear the balloon pop, and like, when we reach a certain amount, we have to run for it. So that's the worst part of it, and you might have to run it in practice if we keep turning the ball over. But most days we don't reach where we have to run for it, but the days we do, it sucks.
What are the rules for that?
Once we get over 10 to like 11 plus, we have to run for everyone. Like 11 we run 1, 12 2, from there.
Do they get those at Dollar Tree?
I don't know. They have a whole stack of them in our little room.
What's your mom think of the coach?
She loves him. I mean, I think they talk every once in a while. She was comfortable with it when I was comfortable with it. So she's come out probably twice, but they're going to come out. My parents are going to come out more when I get to season.
Another thing about practice, I noticed just watching you guys on made 3-point shots, you guys always point at each other.
Yeah.
Is that something that coach instituted, and what's the story behind that a little bit?
Yeah, I think just saying good pass, just know like the other guy made a play for you. It's not just all about you. Like connect with your teammates. I think that's the main part.
Is that something you guys are doing games too?
Yeah.
I figured.
Sure.
Is it Darrion or Darrion?
Darrion. Yeah.
Okay. Why, when you made the decision to choose Robinson, why NC State and why Coach Wade?
I think he was just real. He was just authentic and real with everything. Like he broke down everything from a good and a bad standpoint of what I need to work on to get to the NBA or get to my next professional level. And he didn't say what I wanted to hear. He said what I needed to hear. I think a lot of coaches either said what I wanted to hear or they just start talking about money. And Coach Wade, it was all about basketball and how I can fix my body and how I can get better and get to that next level.
He has a very interesting, personality, if you will, and just doesn't, bite his tongue. If there is somebody on the team that kind of embraces that, or you see that some of that reflects in their game, or when you are with them as far as a teammate on the court, who would that be? How does that kind of personality affect?
I think it affects everybody because he allows everybody to be themselves. He doesn't try to control you in any type of way, but I think the person that's most like him is Q. It's Quadir Copeland. He talks a lot, and he's just a truly unique person in himself. So he's just like Coach that says whatever is on his mind. So they were with each other last year, so I'm sure he feels even more open now with him. So yeah, Q.
Is there a player, forgive me for the two-part question, is there a player on this team or players on this team that you had a relationship with prior to be with NC State, and then B, is there somebody that maybe you may have heard of before, whatever the case may be, but then of course your teammates with him now, and it's like, I'm not sure I knew that he had this in his bag, but you're a little bit better than I thought he was.
I never knew anybody on a relationship standpoint, but I knew who Terrence Arsenal was because I played against him. I knew who Trey Holloman was because I knew Jace Richardson on Michigan State, so I watched some of their games. I knew Jordan Snell because we played NC State 2 years ago, so I kind of knew who he was. I was real familiar. But other than that, I didn't know anybody. It was my first time meeting everybody, and we all gelled kind of quick though. But the one that surprised me the most, probably Terrence, just because at Houston he wasn't necessarily allowed to do a bunch of different stuff because they run a more simplistic offense. But I think him for sure.
When it comes to, Trey, what are some of the things that, just in terms of his game, the things that you think that can help the team the most, and maybe just perhaps some of those traits that he brought over with him from Michigan State?
I think he's just a pest on defense. He's super fast, super quick. He shoots a three way better. I think way better than his percentages in practice. He's been shooting it really well. I think he's just a leader, and he's all about winning. He's not really worried about his individual stats. And he's probably the person that everybody on the team relates most to, just because he's pretty vocal, just like Q, and just makes everybody laugh and makes them lighten the mood.
And then lastly, I know you mentioned that you had a relationship with Jace as well, with the Orlando Magic and so forth. Just your overall thoughts on Jace, maybe why he can be a successful NBA player, and or just maybe something about his particular game that maybe not a lot of people, rave about, or he gets a lot of credit for.
Yeah, I think I went to high school with Jace. He was a sophomore when I was a senior in high school. But I think he comes from a great family. Jackie and Jason are two great parents. Jason still goes, well, at least whenever I go to Vegas, Jason hops in those and runs every once in a while. And he still got it. It's kind of crazy. I think he just comes from a good support system, and they lead him in the right way, and he just continues to be himself. And I think that's the biggest thing. From high school to now, I can tell he's just always stayed true to himself, and that's what he likes to get to.
Good luck this season.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Darrion, a lot has been made over the past couple of weeks and even the last couple of days about you potentially being preseason player of the year in the conference. How do you think you stack up against some of the best? I know you haven't played in this conference, but I know you watch a lot of basketball, so what are your thoughts behind that?
I feel like I'm one of the best players in the country, not just in the ACC, but preseason awards they mean something, but they don't really mean anything. Like, you still have to go out there and earn it. You're not going to win any awards based off preseason. So hopefully they give it to somebody else. It really doesn't matter to me. We'll see who gets it in the regular season.
I appreciate you sharing that perspective. You obviously come over from Texas Tech. You're on the East Coast now, but there are different styles between Will Wade and Coach McCassin. What are the main differences? What things stick out the most to you with Coach Wade in this process?
I think they're two great coaches, obviously. I think they're similar. They're actually similar. Coach Mack is just more, when he talked to you guys, it was more like civilized,
right?
Proper answer. When he gets around us, he gets a little crazy. But Coach Wade's just more open about it to you guys. So I think similar coaches, both great, both crazy. Even Coach Arbor was crazy. They were all three of my coaches have been crazy in college. But no, they're all great. I think Coach Wade he installs a level of confidence in everybody and allows everybody to be themselves. And I think that's why he's had success in his career. And I think that's why we'll have success this year.
Thanks, man. Best of luck.
Appreciate it.
Darrion, I know I asked you before about Q, but I was with him at Syracuse, so right from the beginning, and then through to McNeese. What is it like having his personality around? Because we talk about Will Wade's not going to hide who he is; he's going to tell you how it is. But I feel like Q knows that too.
Yeah, no, Q's going to be himself. Those days you might be a little tired, he's going to come and scream and yell in the locker room, so you have no choice but to kind of wake up. And practice, he might get in your face if like you're not having your best day, or you're a little sad, or whatever is going on. He'll come get in your face and yell at you. So Q's funny. He's the spitting image of Coach Wade, but in player form. But Q's been great, and I'm looking forward to playing with him.
And I know you're joking a little bit, but are there similarities between Will Wade and Q?
Personality-wise, probably not, but just in the ways they just are themselves. I think they're not afraid of what people think about them. They are who they are. I think that's the biggest thing there.
And when you look at the team itself, and having guys coming from all over the place to play together, it would be strange in the preseason for everybody to know what this team is going to do. But with you guys day in and day out being together, what does that look like, and how well are you gelling together, coming from all different programs?
I think we're gelling really well. It reminds me a lot of my last year's team at Tech. We had a bunch of transfers, a couple of returners. But this team, we're all transfers pretty much. But no, I think we're doing great. I think everybody gels well together on and off the court. We play off each other. And we have the best player in the country, Van Allen Lubin, number 22 for NC State. But yeah, we've been around each other all summer, all spring, whatever the season is now. And we gel, and we all like playing with each other. We all like being around each other.
Yeah, you smile a lot, you seem to be very energetic. That personality, how do you go a little bit deeper into who you are on and off the court, and does it change? Do you kind of flip that switch like some guys do, or are you the same? I don't know.
On the court, I smile a lot, but I talk a lot of mess. And we have a couple of teammates that don't like talking a lot of mess, so I'll do it for them. And we have a couple guys that like to talk a lot, so I'm sure we'll be some yapping out there, but I'll smile and joke around as long as talking mess. But I'm just chill. I like laying back and I'm messing with them.
Who are the top three when it comes to talking trash, talking mess?
Q, me, probably Trey. Yeah.
Is that in order?
Probably, yeah. Right
Okay. All right, fair enough. Who do you think would win in a battle amongst the three of you if y'all were just playing a pickup game?
there. Like in trash talking or playing basketball?
I want both.
Basketball, me. Trash talking, Q, because he talks all day. All day. But I'll get over it at some point if we're just sitting there talking trash. But Q could go all day.
And just the last note, having Will Wade, just what he's done to bring out the best in you. You know, talking to some people off the air, they said, you know, he's gonna give you whatever he's thinking. He's not gonna sugarcoat. He's gonna be real. And then he just said the one thing he doesn't want to be is authentic. To like, if he tells you he's gonna be something, then that's who he's gonna be. So he doesn't want to be anything other than that. What does that mean to you to have a coach that will tell you the truth and is not going to be false in any way?
It means everything, and that's what you look for when you get in the portal. And so it's hit or miss sometimes. You know, some guys never know. I've had good experiences wherever I've gone. So, but Coach Wade, just everything he said he was going to do in my recruiting visit, he's done. And I think pushing me to my limits are days I don't really feel like. I don't think I can run. Like, I don't think I can run 2 more 22s or whatever. He's going to keep pushing me to make sure I do it. Or days I don't really feel like getting up at 7 in the morning. He's going to make sure, like, I'm in there because he's up there running early in the morning, too, on a treadmill or running outside. So there's nothing that we do that he doesn't do. And I think the authenticity from him is one of them.
Appreciate it.